Everybody deserves a second chance, even video games. Welcome to the Second Opinion Podcast, where the reviews aren't always right, but we are. We're here to give you the gaming takes you didn't know you needed. We've been deep in the gaming world for 17 plus years, covering all the news, releases, and drama in the gaming world, and having a damn good time while doing it. Just because some website gave a game a low score doesn't mean it's a fail in our book. We're all about giving games that second chance, diving back in where others quit. And we should probably tell you that we're real and we're very loud and opinionated, and 90% of the time we're completely off topic. But that's why you'll love us. This is your Second Opinion. Now, here are your hosts, Toaster, Celeb, and Bolts.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Second Opinion Podcast. We are on officially episode 400, Toaster. We're here, baby. Episode 400. I'm joined by the magical and mystical, world-renowned astronomer or astrophysicist. I apologize. Toaster McGee. What's up, Toaster?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Yeah, man, 400 episodes, bro.
I know, right?
It should be so much more. We should be on like episode 700.
We should be close to like episode 1,000.
I swear to God, bro. We've been going for far too long. Look, I'm over here I'm so excited. I'm trying to put a hat on whenever I got a headset on. What the hell's wrong with me?
We're not hiding the freshly shaved dome.
No, we're
today.
not. Yeah, I'm not shaved yet. I've got to shave the top of it. Dude, going on.
Just give it up. Just go to the Bic, man. Just admit defeat.
No, usually, listen, when I would do it, I always shave the sides and shave the top, and then I would go back over it with a razor.
I mean,
and I had
we
this
can
guy
also just sit here and bask in jealousy at Sean's luxurious.
I know, bro.
I'm messing up the aesthetic.
Yeah, Sean's got like Jesus hair over here, and
Not the first time I've heard that.
Also joined by Sean, one of our returning writers from Cinelinks. Sean, do you have any socials or anything like that you'd like to share out there so people can see some of your stuff? Or
just look at more Cinelinks. I've written a lot of it.
Yes, my God, man, he's been on a writing storm recently. It's crazy. But yeah, man, we're so glad to have you here, and we're going to get started on what have you been gaming. So, Sean, we're going to start with you. What have you been gaming recently?
Yeah, sure. I just wrapped up the first playthrough of Shadow of Mordor, which I hadn't really played before. I rewatched the extended editions of Lord of the Rings, which happens every year or two, and was like, I like this world, and these movies are all I've actually consumed of it. So I started reading The Hobbit and playing Shadow of Mordor. It's a pretty good game. It's Middle Earth Arkham, right? But I like those Arkham games, so I quite liked it. Bit short, but yeah, it was a good time.
I felt like the combat was a little quicker in Shadows of Mordor than Arkham was. You felt a little, little looser, not as rigid as Batman. You just you can kind of just get into the flow.
Kind of make you feel like a bruiser, like heavy hitting. Whereas the Ranger play, you got a bit of that elven skill, and it was a cool game though. One thing I came out of it, which I haven't seen that opinion a lot, but one thing that jarred me about it was just Gollum in that game, because the game is so kind of vaguely inspired by the movies, but mostly its own aesthetic and take on Middle Earth. And then Gollum is like straight out of those movies, and it kind of like didn't fit with the rest of the game for me, which is weird because I know that's so iconic and I love Andy Serkis's Gollum. But that was the only main negative takeaway I came away where it was like, this doesn't match. It's like if like Tom Holland had been wearing Tobey Maguire's suit for the whole time. It's like it doesn't quite fit.
Yeah. And I mean, I will say I'm not the largest fan of the Shadow of Mordor series. I don't know why. It was just there was something that was like always kind of holding me back from completing the game. Like I really invested a lot of time into that title, and then I don't know. Maybe it's because I cranked out too much of the game in such a short time, and then I just got fizzled out. But I do have to say
like
that
there's no way that story was going to end well.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what it was. It was like preconceived notion of thinking, yeah, this is cool, but in the long run, does it really matter?
Yeah.
But I agree with Toaster. I think it does have a little bit of a faster combat setting than like Arkham Knight, but I was a massive fan of Batman Arkham Knight. Like the Arkham series in general was so great, but man, dude, like I could still go back and play Arkham Knight right now from start to finish and still just so overly enjoy my time in that game because the world that they built.
I think when it comes to Arkham, I'm like in the minority that my favorite is the first one.
I can understand that though.
Yeah.
But like the first one is such a it's like it feels like a Batman comic. Like it's this very contained story. We're just moving through this, and it's kind of a big event where you've got all these characters, but it's very just like keep moving through it. And then the open world's cool in the subsequent ones. But that first one like just really felt very just Batman.
Yeah, it did. I will say that. I agree with you on that. And there was a lot of more convoluted story in Arkham Knight. It was more like kind of all over the place, and I was pretty pissed off at those Riddler trophies in that game. So
I think everybody was.
Jesus Christ. Toaster, what about you? What have you been gaming?
So I taking a break a little bit from Black Flag because I went diving. I think part of my problem with it is I started doing all like the side stuff because I just wanted to be like, well, what cool treasure can I find?
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm actually doing the story quest, but I'm so overpowered.
It's like too much.
Yeah, it's like, all right, whatever, British lieutenant, see ya.
Yeah.
I downloaded Devil May Cry 5 because I was feeling some I don't know, I was just feeling some ridiculous hack and slash.
Man, let me tell you something.
I don't like Nero. Whew. I do not like Nero.
Why?
Because I'm a Dante guy, man. I like Dante.
I wonder why.
Nero seems just kind of, I don't know.
Is he the one that's like Dante's nephew or something?
He's the one that doesn't have an arm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I haven't touched these games, and I know I'm gonna like them if I check them out, but I haven't played them yet, and I'm a completionist type where if I play them, I'm gonna go from the start.
Yeah.
So I need to get into it at some point. It was funny. I really liked that animated show, and no one who played the games did. And I was like, oh, maybe I'm going to play the games and then be annoyed.
The animated show is amazing. I like.
Which
it.
I was going to say, it's really crazy to that. I'm not that person. Like I have been a fan of Devil May Cry forever. I mean, if you don't know this or not, but my son's name is Dante. I named him not only because of Dante's Inferno or the poem, but I have been a massive fan of Devil May Cry for so long. And I had somebody tell me one time, they were like, are you really named your son partially kind of like after a video game character? I was like, dude, listen to me. Devil May Cry was there for me when other people were not. Okay?
Hey, man,
there's some kids out there with
Dante.
Loud.
Dante is a perfectly normal name. We had a few years of people calling all their kids like, what was it, Khaleesi and Daenerys, and
that's true.
So.
It's very true. But I get what Toaster's saying about Nero because like I felt that way. Like I was very excited for Devil May Cry 3, and whenever it came out, and I realized that I was playing as Nero through pretty much the whole game, it was kind of the same feeling I had whenever I realized I was playing as Jack in Metal Gear Solid 2. It was such a disappointment because Raiden is a great character, but like when I went to play Metal Gear Solid 2, I expected to play as Solid Snake, like we're playing the main amount of the game as Solid Snake. But that was not the case. And that was heavily the case in not only in Devil May Cry 3, but in a good chunk of Devil May Cry 5. But I did really enjoy this game, and I thought it was like for sure one of the best.
I think it's the same issue I had with First Light. I loved First Light. I thought it was a great game. I'm just not used to seeing James Bond look like a douche. Like when he first comes rolling up and he's got the popped collar in the back, I was like, God damn it! Like
I think it's similar to like the issue people had. Like I think people had wider story issues, but like Last of Us 2, I love that game so much. But I think so many people's initial like outrage with that game was just, I thought I was playing as Joel. Yeah. And I think like, and I think it just like it came down to that.
Yeah, I really agree with that 100%. Well, I have been playing a lot of stuff. There's some stuff that I can't talk about that I'm playing right now. I've been playing a ton of Mound Omen of Cthulhu, which is just like viscerally, it's such a horrifying game. There's so many times that like you get caught off guard. You think that you know what the island's going to do, and you get so used to the same exact type of elements happening while you're playing the game, or like the same thing. Like, well, I know there's probably going to be some mimics that are going to be around here. They're going to walk up in the middle of me, you know, playing this and try to act like a normal guy or whatever, and then attack me. But then you'll go through an entire game not having some of the stuff that you had happen to you in the last game, and it will be something completely different. It'll be something like a giant like vined dragon animal is chasing you down, or your screen goes completely black and you get transferred halfway across the entire map. And or like a strike of lightning will happen and everybody around you looks like zombies, so you don't know who is what. I mean, it is a really crazy game, man. It is really, really wild.
Do not play that game Altered,
dude. Please don't. You know, do not take any type of medical or medicine or natural medicine while playing this game. It is really crazy.
No fungal companionship.
No. But one game that I played today, which we're going to have a gameplay corner of as soon as I can get it uploaded. I've got to show you all the trailer for this. I don't know if everybody has seen this before, but I am going to turn the volume up on it because it's a really good, it's only about 3 minutes, but it's such a good game, dude. I'm telling you, it's the craziest game that I've played in a long time. Let me get this playing.
You might know us because of our Goose Game. And we're here today to show you around our new game. Ooh. It's a cooperative multiplayer adventure made for friends to play together. It's called Big Walk.
I do remember seeing this trailer now.
Yeah, man.
It's a tricky game to describe, but it's mainly about doing two things: talking and walking. So talking. It's a big part of Big Walk, and we've put a lot of work into making a proximity voice chat system that feels natural and playful. You'll sound different if you're speaking up close.
Hello.
Or far away.
Hello.
Or in a tunnel.
Hello.
Or over a walkie-talkie.
Hello. Over.
Or behind soundproof glass.
And
in a situation like this,
me and Janky did
can't
that,
hear each
and
other,
it was so
we'll need to find
wild,
other ways
dude.
to communicate. So we've given you lots of ways to point and gesture.
Oh, there they are.
And plenty of tools to stay in touch when you're out of earshot. And if you can't use voice chat, or you just don't feel like it, we've also made a proximity text chat system, so you can play the entire game that way as well. Hello.
The game is set in a big open world that we've
Super
filled with all
crazy.
kinds of stuff. To see it all, you'll need to go for a big walk.
And that's really the truth, honestly. Like
Exploring
that's,
as part of a group is
that's
a special
the basis of the game. Like,
feeling. Our chat system makes it
there
important
was a
to stick
lot of
together.
times. Let me turn
so
this
navigating the
volume
world
down.
of Big
There was a
Walk
lot of
requires lots
times,
of
like
teamwork
as
and
we were playing the game, like it felt so genuine. It felt like such a genuine experience while we were playing. Like me and Janky came up on one of the areas that had like the soundproof glass, and like I was like, okay, I think I have to go in here and push this button. You stay out here and see if anything else happens while I'm doing that. And I go in there and then like we're trying to talk to each other. We realize, oh shit, this is soundproof glass. So I go back out there and I'm like, all right, look, when you get close to one of them, I'm going to point at it. And then, or I'll do a gesture, try to like jump up in the air. And dude, the gratification of getting some of these puzzles done and moving on to the next section of the island is so satisfying, dude. I mean, I'm not kidding you. Now, the only down part that I will say about this game is like the only way you can access the game is by joining a game with other friends. Now, you can create your own game and you can host that game, but you can't really, I feel like you can't really play the game unless you have anywhere between 2 to 4 people available right then and there that can play it. You could set up each one of these different areas however you want to, in the sense of like how you're going to host it, but there's no public server that you can just, oh, here's a game, it's got 3 people in it. You actually have to host the game itself. So I thought that was kind of, I hated the fact that there wasn't like an open server, because I really love those kind of like jump in matches that you have. But it was, I'm telling you, it's something special. If you guys get a chance to check it out, definitely make sure to play it. I'll have my gameplay corner up very soon. I'm telling you, it was hilarious. Like, man, there were so many hilarious moments.
Oh,
They found out he was talking about the game.
I'm here. I'm sorry. I turned off the wrong one.
Did you leak a Disney spoiler? Like, what happened?
Yes, I did. No, but it was just, man, it was really fun. You know, Janky said it perfectly. Janky was like, I'm not going to lie. I feel like when I'm playing, like as we're playing this game, I feel like a kid again. Like I feel like I haven't had fun like this in a game in a long time. And I said, I think that's the reason why it's such a special game, because it just feels so natural, dude. Like it was not forcing this like happy-go-lucky, fun, crazy feel. It was just weirdly shaped characters walking through a map that, from what Janky said, they actually had noted that this is based around an actual park in Australia, or a natural like a.
I'm watching the trailer and all I can hear is the dude's voice from freaking The Magician.
Oh, well, you know,
or what's the show that he started doing?
All right, here we go. So, we got through the main topic, which was, you know, our gaming. But now we're going to get into some topics of news. And I got to state real quick, this is our 400th episode. It is really crazy that we are finally at 400. We're going to have more special guests in the long run. We've got a couple of people lined up from some smaller development studios that I'm in talk with now to talk about some of their upcoming games that are coming out in 2027. But we're going to get back at it, man. And Toaster knows all those years that we had those crazy guests on the show. We're finally getting back to that point. I mean, our guest today is such a special guest, you know, the writing mastery himself.
Celebrate 400.
I feel like though we really should have tried to like put you in a white room, Sean, with like the white V-neck. Because that's like every E3 or Summer Games Fest, like developer dialogue is this British guy in a V-neck.
Very much. I mean, that's pretty much every either guest
star
or
Keanu Reeves or Idris Elba come walking out on stage.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Just bringing the culture that everybody definitely loves to the podcast.
Yeah. So, all right. So our first topic today, Electronic Arts has now been fully acquired by Trio of investor groups and is now private. Last September, Electronic Arts announced plans to be acquired by a trio of investor groups, taking the once public traded company private. This acquisition is now complete. In a move EA claims will position it to accelerate creativity, innovation to shape the future of entertainment. So Toaster, what do you think about this, man?
So now they have 3 people that privately invested in them to help them get back the shiniest turd award,
I guess. What do you think?
I mean, if it leads to them actually getting back to, you know, what made me an EA fan back in the day, by all means, man.
Yeah.
You know, bring me back SSX. Bring me, you know, go and, you know, do something with the Star Wars licenses you have, because you've done an amazing job with Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order. You know, I love the character of Cal Kestis in that world that they've built. You know, Battlefront's a great game. The Rogue Squadron game is great, as long as you don't let motion sickness get in your way.
They're publishing Zero Company as well.
What's that?
They're publishing Zero Company as well.
Yeah.
So they're still doing some Star Wars stuff that looks good.
You know, like, I mean, my beef with them kind of started with the Mass Effect series because, you know, while Mass Effect 2 is very, very good, I feel like they stripped out a lot of the things that made Mass Effect a great game. Like, you know, the gear and all that jazz. Like, you know, and then, you know, just the miscues with BioWare in general, like Anthem, you know, the start and stops of, you know, with the Mass Effect series, the, you know, letting Dead Space kind of fall by the wayside. You know, same with what the shit, Dante's Inferno. You know, I mean, granted, that was, you know, like we were talking about earlier, like, you know, a little bit of a Devil May Cry clone with, you know, the combat style and stuff like that, but it was still a great game. It had an amazing story. You know, I would like to see EA get back to where, you know, they were a great company. They were making great games and you could make fun of them in a good natured way, you know, instead of like you know, and I hope, oh, fuck.
What?
Well, my whole little soapbox thing is over. I just read a paragraph of who's involved in that investment, and yeah, no.
I remember there was a point where like an acquisition was like people were a bit worried because it was like one of the companies potentially acquisitioning was like in a country where like laws around like LGBTs and such are not good. And that was kind of the major concern I had, but I also haven't really kept up on enough of it to know if that's still relevant.
It's the worst fears. One of the companies is the Saudi Arabia firm.
Yeah.
Another company is a Miami-based investment firm, founded and run by Jared Kushner.
Son-in-law of President Trump. Why do you think I wanted you to read this, Toaster?
Oh, yeah. No, no. This is not good news for EA. Like, I had a ray of hope. It has been quashed.
I'm so sorry for the surprise, bro.
I mean,
I'm so sorry, man.
Like, if they're smart, they'll let the titles that they have simmer. They'll just, but you would hope
their want to make money will maybe trump any like horrible views they have, and they'll just kind of be like, you will, yeah.
I don't know.
I know there's like
a wrong group of people to own a gaming studio.
Yeah,
and
my wife's been a massive like Sims player for like years, since she was little, like since she was a kid. And I know like Sims people who have fans of the Sims have always just been worried about anything EA is doing because they charge so much for every expansion, and they've been trying to make multiplayer Sims happen forever that no one wants. And the Sims 5 is still threatening to be a multiplayer, and then like. It was a big deal. I mean, it happened from the get-go with Sims, but I know like the kind of LGBT plus like fandom of Sims is quite significant, and like that's a big part of those games. And if that got pulled back, it would just be so much of the fandom like being damaged. So yeah, it's EA like publishes so many games I love, but it also just seems like a scary and not nice company. But are there any nice ones? Cinelinx.
yeah, Cinelinx. Definitely make sure to check us out at Cinelinx. It's crazy, for sure, and that's that's one of the reasons why I wanted Toaster to kind of read this.
Like, the other thing that concerns me about this is, like, I don't think the people involved in this investment understand the industry they're investing in. Like, I go back to Kingdoms of Amalur. I love that game. That game's a lot of fun. Not only is it a lot of fun because it's that, but, and it used to have a real special place in my heart because of the guy that was behind it, Kurt Schilling. Man, he got us the World Series in 2004. And as a Red Sox fan, that's very, very important. And he made that game with a sizable investment from the state of Rhode Island. But, and also what went into that game, the first time you're releasing a title and you're landing people like Todd McFarlane and R.A. Salvatore and the orchestra, the music director from Fable, you spent a lot of money on that talent. And the game did well, but not so well that it offset the amount of income you poured into the game by hiring these big names. And then you had the state of Rhode Island demanding, hey, where's our return on this investment? Not realizing that when a new game launches, you got to drum up interest in that.
Yeah.
The first game dropped, like Mass Effect, for instance. I didn't even know about Mass Effect until I happened to go dog sit for a friend of mine, and I saw the game, and I was like, oh, I'll just slap this in, and that's how I got hooked on Mass Effect. And then you look at the marketing for Mass Effect 2. It was all over the place. And then you look at the marketing for Mass Effect 3. Same thing. Kingdoms of Amalur was that, they did it in reverse.
Yeah.
We pulled all these big names in, instead of generating the hype. And then, so my point of the matter is, I don't know if the three companies understand that, and this goes back to me shitting on Rockstar. It's not Grand Theft Auto. You're not going to get that billions of dollars in return like that.
But you gotta look at it like this. These companies are only looking at numbers. That's it. These investment groups are looking at numbers, and they're looking at the amount of numbers that EA does with their sports titles and a few other titles in and out. So I am worried. I am worried about this purchase. I'm worried about the liquidation that could possibly happen to some of the studios because these investment groups, especially bringing the company to a private setting and stuff, EA may be a completely different company in the next, 5 years. So it is something to worry about. I think that having this money, of course, is going to help. It's going to help possibly drive better launches, but at the same time, it's a worry. It's a continuous worry. So, what about you, Sean? What do you think about this?
I don't know, man. It's worrying. The main thing I've always had on my mind is just, I don't know. We kind of had a fairly okay time with idiots speaking loudly of representation and everything getting better, and specifically I've got with the Saudi Arabian firm, just the concern over LGBT representation, and I think it sometimes feels in a lot of places we're going backwards, and I'm worried that's going to happen here. Hope it doesn't. I think you can always trust a corporation to do whatever in its self-interest, and I hope their self-interest is understanding that whatever sort of games are being put out are making money, and they just need to trust developers to just make good games. And that will keep making them money. I don't know if they're that smart. The history of kind of corporations in gaming has not been great of ensuring smart people really with wide decisions, especially in AI. But yeah, I hope it's good. I gotta say, Toaster mentioned SSX. That sent me back. I played SSX Tricky when I was I don't know, 5. That was my game. I played so much of that when I was a kid.
There's a lot of classic games that they had, this
back,
right here. And I'm trying to think of who has this posted on what, so I don't, whatever. But anyways, I was a huge fan of the Medal of Honor series. Especially the original, Medal of Honor Frontline was such a good game, bro.
Wait, back up, was that a Cybertruck?
I don't believe it was, but it was such a good game. There was the music,
19 immersive levels,
the music and the little subtle things that you could do. Every time that I remember in Frontline, there was an Easter egg that if you realize that every time you would go to these different levels, the same exact cook that you would shoot and kill would be in each one of these levels, and each time you would see him, he'd have more damage to him. One time he had an eye patch on and all this other stuff. It was crazy. I thought that was so cool to have that featured into a game like that. And then what y'all have said, the SSX series, it's such a pivotal series.
I think I was looking at. I just looked up SSX Tricky. I must have been younger than I thought, but that's a 2001 game. So I didn't play that when it came out. I was 2. But no, I really gotta go that game.
It is crazy. It is crazy that they have such a plethora of library of games. And me and Toaster have talked about this so many times. Dead Space Remake was one of the best remakes that I feel any company has done in years. And to see the success of that game, and for them to come out and be no, we're not doing anything else with Dead Space right now. It's crazy to me, dude. It's really crazy to me.
I need to play Dead Space. Isolation, sci-fi. is like, that's my jam. Just like Interstellar, Alien, the first Alien might be my favorite film ever. It's definitely like top 5.
Yeah.
And then like I love Interstellar, Sunshine. If you've ever seen it, it's like so good. Like
Did you
I
play
love
Isolation?
I can't finish it. I keep going back to it, and like this is weird because like I'm such a like Resident Evil is like my favorite gaming franchise. So like I've played horror games, not much outside that, but Alien Isolation, like I occasionally jump in and I'm like liking the story, but after an hour I'm like, this is really stressful. I'm not sure I can like do this. This is like I'm quite stressed out right now, like trying to progress through the story, but then like yeah, it just I should love it. Like I love Alien so much, and I like the story, and I'm gonna have to just force myself to just binge it before the second one comes out.
Dude, my cat killed me in that game.
Yeah,
because I had it on the Xbox One, and I had the Kinect camera.
Yeah.
And you know, that was one of the first games where I legitimately followed the Deb Diaries. You know, most games that I see like a trailer for them at like E3 or Summer Games Fest or something, you know, like I see the trailer and that's all I want to know, because I want that feeling of awe and amazement to come off of me when I, you know, plug it in. But Alien Isolation, from the minute I heard about the game, then the first time I played it at a PAX over here, and I saw the alien come out of the ceiling.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to die so many times. And I started like following, like, I loved the fact that the whole game literally started from the idea of a hide and go seek.
Yeah.
And so I had gotten into a room, like I dodged the alien originally, like I, you know, because, and it's like this, it's like the Metroid dodge on the Switch. Like you can't line it up because it's different every time. And when you do pull it off, it still leaves you with like a sliver of your health. So, you know, I'm running and I find a fucking med kit and I hear the alien coming down the hall. Like shit. So I hide, but I didn't close the cabinet. So it comes in the room and it's literally sitting there. I was sitting there like off and on holding my breath for real. Like for a good like 5-10 minutes. Just like, cause like I'm literally crouched behind the table. I can see this thing's legs as it's just circling, trying to, you know, and then it leaves. And I'm like, whoa, you know, head rush because I've been holding my breath for God knows how long. And my fucking cat comes walking into my living room, sits down, looks at me. Meow. Fucking thud. Shit.
Yeah, I've had a few times. I just like changed. What you're actually seeing is like my newest setup because that my desk was in claustrophobia that's intended.
100%. I think that's what they were going. So I do plan on getting that posted very soon. But yes, EA buyout thing sucks. Big nuts. Okay, we're all not happy about it. We're not excited.
You know, I just hope there's somebody in that meeting who, when the subject of, you know, the representation of the, you know, LGBTQ, you know, plus community comes up, I just want somebody to speak up in that meeting room and go, you do realize these people get bullshit about pronouns being included in a situation where they can be toggled off, right? You understand that? Like, they don't have to use them.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm really not thinking that there is going to be anybody speaking in a good way whenever it comes down to those investor calls, bro. Like I'm telling you, man, I've got such a bad feeling about it. I've got such a bad feeling about it, bro. I don't know if it's going to be good, man. I really don't.
I think the most generous thing you can hope is that they just see that people are profitable, so let's not exclude any of the profit.
Yeah, right. Like maybe with the investment like it is, they're just like, let's just leave things alone. We're making good money. But if we're not making good money, then we'll make changes or whatever, you know, however they want to play it. But God. So in other exciting news, I guess, you know, Microsoft may be working on bringing back Xbox 360 games to the PC, which brings a plethora of different things. But why does it matter? Why does it matter that would even be a topic of discussion for us tonight whenever the Xbox, in not just the United States, but also in the UK and in Europe, has had a significant price increase recently? The United States and the UK and pretty much all of Europe can kiss the normality of consoles goodbye. As of now, the U.S. price has seen up to $150 price increase And right now, I mean, it's crazy. So Sean, do you want to go over these stats that I have sent in the notes? Do you want to talk about the price increase of these?
Yeah, sure thing, man. Let me
Sorry, I guess I should have given you a little bit more prep. I'm like, Sean,
No,
you're going to talk about this.
That's all good.
We'll get back in elementary school. Come read in front of the class.
Yeah.
Don't make me, sir.
Please, no.
Right, Microsoft may be working on bringing back Xbox 360. Is that what I'm looking at?
Yeah. Oh,
here
no,
we
I'm
go.
sorry. Hold up. One at the bottom. I apologize. It's this one right here. I'm sending it in a little private chat. I don't even know if you could. Bam. It's the no. God bless. It's the one at the bottom of the notes that's Xbox UK and Europe.
Oh, there we go. Yes.
Sorry, I meant to have them next to each other. That's my bad.
No, we're all good. Okay. Stats. So US Xbox Series S is going from $399.99 to $499.99. That's just $100 increase. Then we're getting a $150 increase from $449.99 to $599.99 on the 1 terabyte version of the Series S. The X 1 terabyte digital is going from $749.99. No, that's where it's at, and it's coming from $599.99.
Crazy.
And the Xbox Series X 1 terabyte disc is going from $649.99 to $799.99. So that's basically $150 increases across the board. And then essentially comparable in Europe and the UK. It looks like UK might be more like 130 with some of these pounds, which, I mean, the crazy thing whenever you look at gaming US to UK, like conversion rate, it does not match the pricing changes at all. Like I think our consoles like just end up being a lot more expensive because we get a lot of the time we get the same base numbers and like increases, but the conversion rate is like, I'm pretty sure pound is worth more than the dollar, I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
So yeah.
It is crazy though. I mean, it's really crazy. I mean, you know, the normal like a normal Xbox controller now is $84.99.
Yeah.
But you know, this is something that we're seeing also with Sony too. I mean, some of these consoles, like the normal price of consoles now, I think this is just prepping us for these next generation consoles to be coming out at close to $1,000.
Yeah, it's insane, man. Because I remember being like 13, 14, saving up for my PS4, and I got that for £200. And now, like, you know, a kid without a job asking for money for birthdays and stuff could just about kind of make that together. No kids are like saving up for these consoles for themselves anymore.
No, bro, you got to make a life decision to buy one of these consoles, man.
It's
it's $500 or your soul.
Yeah.
And you look at the price of the Series S. Is basically the same price of the Series X when it first launched.
Yep.
And the Series S was marketed as the affordable alternative. Affordable. You know, it was marketed as the affordable alternative to the X.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
It's insane. This stuff, like I'm just like I've been unemployed for a little bit now, and I'm just like, thank God I got all that stuff while I still had a job, like because I don't know how I'm gonna get this future stuff, like.
It's like Xbox is coming to PC. Yes, because nobody can afford your fucking console anymore.
That's the thing as well. They're doing it because like Xbox isn't really profitable anymore, right? Like even Game Plus, they're bleeding money, and they're kind of just keeping themselves in that Netflix style economy where they spend as much as they make and can never like go anywhere else. But their console sales have been dipping for years. Like I think for this generation, PlayStation have just been consistently dominating when it comes to actual console sales.
I mean, I do think Games Pass was a blessing and a curse. I think.
Yeah. I love Games Pass, but
I love it, but I think it kind of fucked up the market because, like, you know, if you put out a good game, I'm still going to go out and drop $60 or $70 on it. I mean, Blizzard can count on me to buy, you know, even when they release shitty versions of their games, you know. But like when you sit down, you find out like, oh, I can play Indiana Jones and The Great Circle the day it comes out, and I just have to pay for my Game Pass subscription.
Yeah,
cool.
Some of the launch titles are insane. It's like the last 2 Call of Duties have been straight on Game Pass, and I remember when like me and my friends, like since we were teenagers, have always played Call of Duty Zombies. So we were like, let's check out the new one. Like, how much is it? Oh, it's free if we just go on Game Pass. Like, Oh, okay. Like that, like you're really surprised by it. It's the same with I think Doom: The Dark Ages was there. That Halo remake that just came out is on there, and it's
Ubisoft
insane.
did it with Black Flag. Like I just ponied up the $17 to get Ubisoft Plus for a month. You know, and then just cancel it once it renews, and damn, you played a AAA title for $17.
Yeah, it's insane.
It is. It's really crazy to see the price of gaming going up so much. Coming from, I mean, Toaster. I don't know if you remember, but whenever they first initially announced that, consoles and the price of consoles are changing, the price of video games are changing. All these video games and stuff were pretty much listed to be coming out at like $59.99. And I remember when my dad had that like conversation with me and was like, son, listen, these games now are really starting to kind of skyrocket in price. And if you're wanting these games, you're going to have to get a job. And I'm like, I'm like, my life's over, bro. Like, I'm going to have to go out and work.
Now you have to go out and work, take out a second mortgage on your home.
Video games are just different, man.
Yeah, man, I'm 26 years old and I'm still like, can people just give me PS vouchers for my birthday, please? Like, I need to afford games.
My birthday is this coming week, or this coming Friday, and that's something that I actually like. My dad was like, "Listen, what do you want? You need new shoes or anything?" I was like, "No, I just got some new work shoes, and I got this and I got that." And I said, I really don't need anything. He's like, son, I want to get you something. And I said, get me a PlayStation Network card.
Yeah.
If you want to get me something, give me a PlayStation Network card.
Yeah. I got lucky this year because my birthday is, September 11th. And then the games we got I've got Zero Company 27th, Wolverine 15th. And then the next month, Star Wars Galactic Racer. And I'm just like, okay, these are all birthday presents, please.
Yeah, please. I mean, it is crazy to see just things are changing so much in gaming. It is continuously just changing, and it's not something that I think is going to be an easy pill to swallow over the next few years.
The AI thing. That's part of the problem is the cost of memory right now and storage.
Yeah, man.
And
I mean, there's even as much as I feel like he's doing it more or less because it's right around the corner. November is going to be here in a blink of an eye. Greg Abbott now is calling for a complete and utter cease of all development of AI data centers until more, telling data comes out to showcase if it affects the local economic system, the health of the local economy, all this other stuff. But at the same time, it's like, dude, why do we not do these checks first? Why do we not look into these exactly because of money. So it is a continuous thing that it doesn't just affect the world, or it's not just a political thing. It affects the well-being and way of life for everybody, man. So it is something that is really crazy, and it's something that we're gonna see. I feel like we're gonna see in the news for quite some time. But moving on from that, we got some pretty cool news as well. A brand new Resident Evil 30th anniversary showcase is officially been scheduled for October 30th, the day before Halloween. It is, I'm very excited about this. The World of Biohazard happens on October 30th. This World of Biohazard event it says here, Capcom has confirmed that the World of Biohazard 30th anniversary exhibition is going to be taking place from October 30th to December 24th. Although this is tied to the anniversary of the overall franchise, ranging from areas dedicated to the protagonist to the biggest villains in Resident Evil universe and a various development of viruses, parasites, and fungi in the universe. What's more, not everything has been revealed, and there are at least 4 more areas planned for this World of Biohazard anniversary exhibition. But I will state this. even though this is going to be something that is only going to be kind of localized in Japan, I feel like with it being the 30th anniversary of the Resident Evil franchise, with it being the day before Halloween, we're possibly going to get some big announcements or even some kind of mega gameplay showcase. Sean, big Resident Evil fan here. I'm sure you're as much as a Resident Evil fan as I am. Are you thinking that we're going to get some new reveals on the 30th anniversary, which it's weird to think that's only 2 months away?
Yeah, I really hope so. I mean, I think we just got the reveal of the Code Veronica remake a little bit ago, so like that will be only a couple months out by the end of like that anniversary event. So seeing some gameplay of like that could be really cool. We've also got the DLC for Requiem story DLC that was announced a while ago. I think that might end up coming out after Veronica. But again, I think we could learn more about that, because I kind of felt like, you know, we're getting a movie and we got an announcement of a new game and Requiem, but it hasn't really felt like they've done anything outside of the norm to actually celebrate 30 years of Resident Evil particularly. So yeah, I would definitely hope to see some reveals. I'm the biggest Resident Evil fan ever. I only got into it like 3 years ago when the remake was coming out for 4.
Yeah.
And then I've played everything since.
Awesome.
Awesome. Like I love that franchise so much. It's so easily my favorite game franchise. So I certainly hope so. I'm just sad this is in Tokyo because I'm not making it.
I know, right? I was thinking the same thing. Like at first, whenever I was reading it, I was like, okay, this is a mainline showcase, and I was like, oh, it's exclusive in Tokyo. I'm like, looks like I'm not going.
Yeah.
So upset.
Hopefully, we got Gamescom coming up in a little bit as well, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see something at Gamescom. And then there's the Game Awards at the end of the year as well.
Yeah.
But any chance to see more Resident Evil stuff, I'll keep my eyes out.
Awesome. What about you, Toaster? Are you thinking anything's going to be showcased? Are you excited? Are you excited for this trailer that I'm showing off right now? This movie, it looks terrifying.
I do like that movie. Like, I feel like this movie actually. I mean, the first one with Mila Jovovich, I guess, in an abstract Stanley Kubrick kind of way, the mansion was pretty much the only thing that I was like, okay, this is Resident Evil.
Yeah, but
also, only the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, and of course, the little British kid, you're all going to die down here.
Yeah.
So this, like, legit, like, from the moment, like, this scene right here, when he's looking at the shotty and now he's looking for bullets, like,
I had a feeling that it was going to be a good Resident Evil movie when I saw that.
And that's me, every Resident Evil game. It's like, shit, I just emptied a clip into that thing's head.
It's that
why shit right there, bro.
Her
running across that field, I was like, "Fuck that, bro! No way!"
Not to just do a gratuitous plug, but like I wrote a whole article after seeing this trailer because I was like, I think what looks so cool about this movie is that it's like the game. When you play a game, gameplay is part of the storytelling, right? You do a movie adaptation, you don't have that storytelling device anymore. So the movies still have to like kind of, I think, so much more important that they capture like what it feels like to play the game than it is adapting the story. Because like the game story is great, but it exists and it's in the game. But this having like a guy who is just gonna like keep having to move forward. Zach Greger has done so many quotes about this. He's going to have to keep moving forward. He finds a gun. There's no ammo. He has to look for ammo. He has to be careful with his ammo so he's going to wait for them to get close because like he doesn't want to waste it. You see the typewriter and stuff, man. Like I think we're just lucky when he took the shotgun off, the room didn't lock. That's happened in like 3 of the Resident Evil games.
Yeah. I swear to God. Like, and it's crazy too. The director has talked about how he was like, a lot of people are thinking, how much of a tie does this have to Resident Evil 2 and this and this? And he's like, it's not, there's certain elements about it that are set in that type of, this is Resident Evil. But he said, people have asked questions about why we're doing the movie where we're doing, because he's like, there's not enough zombie movies out there that have zombies in the snow. Okay. And I think that would be really cool. And I'm like, fuck yeah, bro. Just the way, like his vibes that he was given during those interviews. And then he was talking about that scene when she's running across that field. Like when I saw that, the first initial time I watched that trailer, I got goosebumps up the back of my neck. I was like, no way, bro.
There are another couple of moments where you saw like there's a clip in one of those trailers where he's like there's keys on a dead body and he's reaching for it and the body gets pulled away into the dark. And that's like so out of the game. It's like he's come to something he needs to get into. He doesn't know where the key is. That's the whole gameplay loop.
It is.
That's the entire gameplay loop. There was another one where he's like trying to shoot a lock and he misses it. It's like you guys play Resident Evil 4 when you're trying to get the blue medallions and you're just like no.
Yes, bro. It's so on
the
point.
Scene with the zombie lady running in the snow. The only thing I could think of was the scene from Monty Python when they're running towards the castle and the music's playing.
Yes, yeah. It's the best.
But no, like to Sean's point, it's I think he does a great job of capturing what it's like to be in that driver's seat. Be in that situation of, oh shit, okay, I got a shotty, and then you get like 30 seconds of like, thank God. You crack the shotty open, there's nothing in there, and then it's like, fuck, you got to keep running again.
Yeah, it's so much better than like I think adapting the story or the characters, because it's like we've already seen that before. We don't need to see it. And I think a big thing, which might lead into one of the topics we're talking about later, when it comes to video game adaptations, is any video game or animated character is like largely, with some exceptions when they do a full face scan, it's like that character has been like artistically crafted to be that character. They don't look like anyone else. They look like the character. So when you take an actor and put them in that role, like half of the people who like the game are going to be like, it just doesn't feel like the character. Like I have this very, and I think the quote he said when he was talking about it is like, why would I tell Leon's story? It's already been told. I'd rather do something new than like cannibalize a character from something else. It's like, yeah, that's so much better.
I think a lot of people need to get over the whole like for instance, the Fallout series. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But it's not a recreation of New Vegas, Fallout 3, Fallout 4. It's its own story within the Fallout universe.
But then people will argue about which ending it lines up with, and it's like all of them and none of them. It's just it's there. Like
I enjoy the fact that there's a story being told in a place that holds special memories for you.
Yeah, and with that, it's so much better to be vague anyway, because like if they committed and were like, oh, this is a sequel to the bad ending of New Vegas, like a lot of people wouldn't be happy because they were like, no, I want my ending. Like,
yep.
So there's like the whole Mass Effect 5 crowd now that they showed the trailer really are finding Shepard's freaking jaw piece. Now everybody's like, well, which ending is it gonna be?
Yeah. Yeah, that's Resident Evil relevant as well, man. I've seen so many like canon debates when it comes to the original Resident Evils and the remakes of Resident Evil, and like, what version's canon? Because it sparked again when Resident Evil 9 had like flashbacks for Leon of Resident Evil 2. Then people are arguing about, this doesn't match with the scenario from the original. It's like the first Resident Evil has 4 possible endings, and then when you play Resident Evil 2, it tells you that all 4 of those people survived, which isn't in any of the endings of Resident Evil 1. So it's like, it's always been a thing since 1998. Like, I'm such a big nerd, and I used to be so obsessed with canon, and now I'm just kind of like, it's all fake, man. Just like what you like.
Yep. I used to be a total psychopath about every bit of canon that ever went into the Metal Gear Solid series. I was psychotic about it, bro. That. I would argue continuously with certain people. I'm sorry, I haven't been on my phone today, and I just realized I have like 12 missed text messages. But it is really crazy. It's hard not to. I guess it's hard not to get excited. Pink Fusion, what's up? I always say Pink. I'm sorry. What's up, Fusion? Thank you for showing up on the show today. I think it's hard not to have that fandom whenever you put in so much time into some of these universes that they create.
It's nice to see them connected.
Yes, it is. It is.
Don't go over the top with it. Understand that there's other stories.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if there's much, if you guys have played RE9, but like that has some good, like it's got a few references to like the other stuff, and there's little links, but it's a Leon and Gray story, and that's like and it's contained, and we're just we can just stick to this and still be contained. And I think it's very easy to get excited about any of these big universes, but it's like you don't need to just make it like throwing every little thing that you think will make us clap at us. Like we can keep it smaller.
Moving on from that, we've got X-Men news. Samara Weaving lands the role of Emma Frost in the upcoming Marvel Studios picture. So Toaster, are you excited about this?
I'm biding my time. There's too much other stuff that's coming down the Marvel pipeline before we're going to get a legitimate X-Men movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is at this point though. Is there? Like Daredevil season 3 is the last Disney Plus show we know about other than animated stuff. Like that's the last thing. And then we're getting 2 Avengers movies, and then Black Panther and Ghost Rider are somewhere in the future. But otherwise, I think X-Men might be their next big thing once they do whatever this reboot's going to be.
I feel yes, but I also need to prepare myself for the emotional roller coaster that Doom and Secret Wars is going to be.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I came out of Avengers Infinity War, and like, I'm so glad the Russo brothers are back. I think me being a bit of a comic book nerd, it's kind of like they went big, and like the whole like go big or go home thing, they went big. They picked arguably one of the largest Marvel comic storylines to adapt into a movie, and they did it without having the licenses to all the characters they needed. And it was still like, I came out of both of those movies emotionally fucking exhausted. The first one, obviously, because the snap happened and well, shit. And then everybody knew it who was a comic book fan, but that moment where Cap picks up the hammer, spoilers in case you've been living under a rock for the past 15 years, I don't know. But the moment that he picks up that hammer, the theater I was in lost their damn minds. And it's a moment that's going to live forever in my heart. So I know I need to prepare myself, because the one thing I have always wanted to see is the Marvel, them come home, because there's so many mixed storylines between the Avengers and the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. I'm just hoping Sony realizes that, just sit shotgun in the Spider-Man car, because you're going to make a lot of money just sitting passenger seat, Well,
I wanted to say just real quick, because you're talking about the X-Men and stuff. I just wanted to state that I'm excited about this casting, because I think she is a brilliant actress. I think she is a really, really good actress.
I will go forth to even posture that this is a Robert Downey Jr. level casting of a Marvel character.
Yeah, and I think she's going to do a really good job as Emma Frost. I mean, I am a huge fan of the Ready or Not films. I think she did awesome in the first one, and the second one, I really thought, I'm like, man, it's going to be played out. It's going to be kind of the same thing. And I thought they took that movie in a really good direction with adding all different types of like elements, especially with her sister in the film. And I think that she could really showcase like a snarky kind of character in a good way. And it's not going to be kind of one of those one shot off characters. Sean, I mean, are you excited about this casting?
Yeah, I think I am. I haven't seen her in as much. Like, Ready or Not is the film I really need to see, and I've been wanting to watch for ages. And actually, what happened is, I popped out while my wife was hanging out with her friends, and I got home and she was like, "Oh, we watched Ready or Not." I was like, "I've been asking you to watch that for years." but I gotta check it out. But I think, from what I've seen of her, I know I have seen her in some other projects. Don't come to mind right now. I think it's really good casting. What I'm intrigued by is kind of what the age of these X-Men are going to be, because all the rumored castings is kind of all over the place. Like, currently Cooper Hoffman is being circulated for Cyclops, and he's 22. So I don't know if Emma is going to be more of like a teacher at the school now, or they're just going to like have all of them be vaguely mid-20s, and you cast someone who's kind of 30ish, just cast someone early 20s, and meet them all in the middle. But yeah, I'm kind of intrigued what version of the X-Men this is going to be. I love the X-Men. I grew up watching those movies and like have a soft spot for a good few of them, but then X-Men 97 season 1 came out, and I was like, oh, this is really cool, and like very different from those movies. I've read like a lot of X-Men comics since then, so I'm quite excited for this film. It's because it's Jake Schreier and the same like writing people as Thunderbolts, which I thought was like definitely one of their better recent things, and that whole notion of like found family that's in that film is such a big part of X-Men. So I think it could be really good. I'm kind of always tempering my expectations with Marvel because I'm a massive fan. I kind of just hope they trim it back and have more of a, at least character-wise, plan here. I don't think the quality of Marvel has dipped as much as a lot of people say. I personally think the main issue with Marvel is just that we haven't had the through line of characters that we had before. So I kind of hope with these new X-Men, maybe they become a bit more of a center. Because, I mean, when Marvel sold the rights back in the 90s, they sold the rights to their biggest stuff. Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, X-Men. No one wanted anything else, which is why they started with Iron Man when they finally made their own movies. So the idea of like maybe, it's been hit and miss for X-Men and people aren't as interested as they used to be, or for Marvel anyway. I think the idea of maybe hitting a reboot with like X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man at the center is kind of going to be a full circle of like, maybe we can like have something quite cool now.
Yeah. And the whole like, not making a pun here, but the whole spider web that they have with the Marvel license is really crazy. I mean, like I didn't even realize that they can't make a Hulk individual movie because the way the contracts are set, he can only play as a sub character in all these other Marvel movies like Avengers and Spider-Man and all that other stuff. But if it were a singular film, that I think it has to be done by Fox.
It's Universal.
Universal, yes. Universal has to do it. So, I mean, it's crazy. It's so crazy to me. It's just spread out all over the place. It kind of reminds me of that situation that they had back in the 70s whenever these multiple 007 films were coming out, or the late 60s, early 70s. You had all these different studios or these multiple studios that were coming out with competing 007 films. You got two different 007s every time you're going to the movie theater.
Oh, yeah, that was when Connery came back, didn't he? And then they had a main Roger Moore one, but Connery came back for a different one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Marvel, it's so funny that we're still feeling the ramifications of like Marvel were just going bankrupt over and over in like the 80s and 90s. Like, and that's still affecting like how we consume these characters. It's so funny. Well, I'm glad it's all coming back together. I think like Marvel synergy created such a weird era at one point, especially with like the comics, where like we just stopped getting X-Men and Fantastic Four comics for a while because Marvel were like, those aren't our movies, so we won't do this. Uncanny Inhumans. Like, it's such a weird era, and I'm so happy to kind of that stuff is coming back together.
Yeah,
well, they tried to get around the licensing thing like in the late 90s, I think. Yeah, where they had like a Mutant X TV show or something.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. I've never seen it.
But like Fox was like, you can't use the word mutant. Like, they really.
It's like it's so weird that it's like they, the only reason Quicksilver supposedly died is because the agreement in Age of Ultron was supposedly because Marvel and Fox were like, look, we'll use Scarlet Witch, you use Quicksilver. There's a deleted scene in Days of Future Past where they vaguely reference Wanda being in her bedroom, and then they kill Quicksilver in Age of Ultron. It's like, kind of just hurting both of these characters because of your weird agreement. Like,
yeah. And that's what I thought was great in the WandaVision show too. Because like in WandaVision, whenever she creates that world, like she ends up bringing the Quicksilver version, and she's just like, "Oh, I'm your brother," but like it's the version of him from what was the other X-Men film that came out?
Like
Dark
Future Past.
Future Past and Dark Phoenix.
It turns out not to be. Yes, he's just playing a random guy that's been brainwashed. Which at the time I actually didn't. I wanted them to do the multiverse thing. I don't actually hate that twist because what I thought was really clever about that twist is that it confuses the audience as much as Wanda. This guy who's claiming to be her brother, who clearly isn't, she's like, it seems like it's my brother, but it's clearly not. And the audience are like, well, we know this guy's Quicksilver, so he could be. Like,
wasn't his last name Boner or something?
It was Ralph Boner.
It was crazy, man. It really was.
It's so funny now that like they've done like Deadpool and Wolverine and stuff, and it's like the X-Men movies are like a canon universe out there. So this guy called Ralph Boner just looks like Quicksilver in another universe.
Yeah, I guess so. And speaking of like casting and stuff like that, it is some crazy news. Our last topic of the day, God of War news right here. Dave Bautista is in talks for the role of Kratos in the Amazon series God of War after Ryan Hurst exits. So
after Ryan Hurst ripped his bicep in half, let's just he didn't leave willingly. He tore his arm.
Yes. Toaster, what do you think about this?
I mean, I was never somebody that watched Sons of Anarchy. I heard good things about Ryan Hurst as an actor, but this kind of goes back to Sean's point a little earlier in the show. Kratos is a character. He's not modeled on anybody. At this point, his voice is just Teal'c for me, which is what, I'm a big Stargate SG-1 fan. So,
yeah,
but this is one of those characters that he has a very distinctive look. And Ryan Hurst did not pull that look off well. Bautista kind of does. Give him a little bit more of a beard. Give him like mine.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Toaster, did you get the call? Did you turn down their offer?
I am in Kratos shape after he has saved the world and sat around many campfires for many moons. I am the Kratos that didn't get bored and paddle a boat to Norway.
I agree with what you're saying, Toaster, because I think that Ryan Hurst, I mean, he's a great actor. And I even said this before. I really enjoyed Ryan Hurst as Thor in God of War.
Yeah, he's incredible.
I thought he was really fantastic. So whenever they announced, they're like, Ryan Hurst is playing Kratos, I was like, well, it is what it is. I'm sure it'll be a good show.
They're also like trimming down the series a couple of episodes too.
Yeah, they filmed 4 episodes.
And they're recasting Atreus as well.
Yeah, that was the news that I disliked more, to be honest. Because I just replayed these games again, actually, like a few weeks ago. I love them so much, and I replayed the Greek games for the original. And I think, even though it is a game, I think having Atreus be the same actor, and like it is Sonny Soljic, and it's the same kid in the next game, and you've seen him grow up, is a big part. And I think recasting kind of takes away that experience of seeing that character grow up. And I also think, like, sure, with the way TV shows are shot now, I don't feel like there could be that much of a need to like recast. Like the difference between like kids, like when from like 10 to like through teenage years, every year kids look so different. So like even if it's 2 years between shooting, like I don't really understand why they're recasting Atreus for season 2.
Yeah, because it says here for the casting call for these actors, they're wanting 14 to 17-year-old.
You know who would have been good a couple of years ago?
Who?
The dude that plays Percy. Percy Jackson in the Olympians.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I think he would have Walter or something.
Walter White.
No, not Walter White.
That's the new Atreus. Walter White. Oh, I didn't know this was still up. That's my bad, guys. But yeah, dude, I think I agree with what y'all are saying. It doesn't really make sense. Like, how big of a gap are we talking about in between season 1 and season 2? You know,
I think it is something like 5 years in the game, to be fair, but still, it feels like they could fill it. I think Dave Bautista seems like better casting. Again, like echoing Toaster, echoing my point. He, like, Kratos is like a crafted character that has, like, it's not anyone's facial reference, so it is hard to kind of beat that. But I think it's a limited role, but Dave Bautista at the start of Blade Runner 2049, that kind of like quiet like guy who's clearly like capable, and he's kind of quiet and polite initially, and then when he needs to lock in, he just locks in, and it's great. That alone, I think, is exactly why I think anyone might, other than just being a guy with a shaved head and a beard and muscular, I think that performance is exactly what I'd want for him to do with Kratos.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing because that opening shot in 2049 where he's just got the glasses on and he's all like...
Yeah, he's acting like he's all feeble. I've just been out here digging for worms. Yeah. You know, it is a telling thing that I think Dave Bautista has really kind of showcased that he is a really great actor. He's not... I don't really think that he is like such... I mean, he's just unbelievable. But I think that what's great about him is I don't feel like the characters that he plays always feels like the same exact character. You know, hate saying it.
I mean, he played Drax with incredible nuance.
I hate saying it, but Jason Statham, every movie he's in, he's Jason Statham. It's like there's no changing. You know, I feel Denzel Washington is somebody as well that's like kind of typecast as himself.
Caleb,
what?
There's one Statham movie where he's not Jason Statham.
What is that?
Snatch.
That's
yeah.
And I think
he's got hair then too. That's basically not him.
That's very true. What was that other movie too? My God. I gotta look.
There's a film I watched from like 2008. It might be called Revolver, and he's got like a long wig in it, and it's a bad movie too. But like his wig in it is so funny, and I can't remember what it was called, but it was from a director who usually isn't that bad as well. But,
have you ever seen? Have you ever seen The One?
I don't think so.
I am Eula. I am nobody's bitch.
Look at this.
Why he looks like the dude from Arrested Development in that shot?
Yeah.
Well, my favorite Jason Statham thing is when in that Fast and Furious spin-off Hobbs and Shaw, him and Vanessa Kirby are siblings who grew up together. They were kids at the same time. not that there's no 20-year gap.
Where is this at? I'm trying to figure out when this came out, but still, it was a crazy, bro. Like when Jet Li and him are in this film, and
2001.
2001. Oh my god, I thought that was such a cool film, and then I went back and watched it afterwards, and I was like, this is subpar. I mean, there's some good action in it, but it's literally the entire movie is just Jet Li facing off against himself a million times. But it's a good movie. But it just proves my point. Jason Statham, outside of one movie, always plays the same character. He's kind of it's weird because it's like there's multiple movies. He's always playing the same scenarios too. You know, he's like the single dad that used to be a Navy SEAL, and then this guy ended up like stepping on his daughter's toe. And he's like, you just brought out my bad side, motherfucker. It's like...
And it just occasionally makes a vague British grunt of just going, oh.
But anyways, yeah. So that's episode 400, guys. My voice
I wanted to ask Sean a question coming from our discussions prior to going live.
Yeah, sure.
You beat Knights of the Old Republic, correct? Or you finished it?
Yeah.
Are you the type of person that can be the bad guy in a video game?
So I want to go back to do my bad guy playthrough. When I was a teenager, I picked the bad guy playthrough all the time. And then like 20s hit and I started to kind of weirdly have more of a conscience and was like, no, I want to be a good guy. Like the first time I played Infamous Second Son, I did that bad ending. And that bad ending is crazy of that game.
It is.
And then, as I became an adult, I'm like, I just want to help people, man. I just want
to make the world better. I'm like, it's a video game, right? And he's like, but
the
I
reason
can
I
make
asked
their world better.
Coder is hands down my favorite. That is my number one.
Yeah.
I love that game. And I cannot be the bad guy in a video game. I can't do it. The closest I've ever gotten is doing a renegade action in Mass Effect 2 when the Batarian's fixing the gunship. And the only reason is because I didn't want to have to deal with the gunship.
Yeah, it's funny as well with the endings of KOTOR. Like, so yeah, I did the good ending and made whatever choices, and then I found out there's a Revan book. I was like, all right, I'll read that. And people don't like this book, but it was funny because I like that book, but only because it made it takes off from every narrative choice I made in that game, and by coincidence. So most people just don't like that book.
The moment when you get to the planet with the Rakatan, and you find out who you actually are,
it's so good.
I dropped my controller.
Yeah,
I literally my jaw hit the floor, and I was so confused because my character portrait looked like I was getting beamed up by an alien spacecraft. I had this massive blue beam of light, and I'm like, oh, and it's like, you're Revan. I was like, no. I can't be.
It was really funny to me as well because I've like grown up hearing everyone talk about how Revan's one of their favorite Star Wars characters, and I'm like, I guess, but like he's just you. Like it's not like there's not much more than like he's your favorite Star Wars character, but like we don't have that much on him. He's just you. Like,
well, I think it's the Boba Fett syndrome.
Yeah, I really hope that remake happens. Because apparently it's still in development. It's been with Saber for like 3 years now. So hopefully something happens.
I want a proof of life.
Yeah.
Give me a 30-second clip, and I mean, yes, we have Casey Hudson's Fate of the Old Republic to look forward to. That hearing that he was back in the driver's seat of a single player Star Wars role-playing campaign game, I was like, I'm here for it.
More than anything, I just want the combat to stay the same. Because I know it's not up to modern standards, but I thought one of the coolest things of that game is like, no matter what Jedi does, I love those games. Those Jedi games like can't fully simulate what a lightsaber fight like looks like, but the like secret D20 rolls behind the game, and just if you have a lightsaber and the other guy has a lightsaber, you just watch a choreographed lightsaber fight. That's so cool. I really really like that, and I don't think they'll do it in a remake, but I really think they should.
No, that was the vibe I got off of Baldur's Gate 3. I was on the fence because I'm not a turn-based game. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of those. But when I finally was like, you know what, I'll take the dive. We'll see, And that first time I slipped,
that was Midnight Suns for me with the turn-based.
Like the first time I was walking and I slipped, and I heard the dice roll in the background, I was like, oh hell yeah.
Yeah, whenever you get perception fail, you're like, huh?
Yep.
Where?
And then you start metagaming, you get other people to come walk into the room.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you, Toaster, I did try to ask, just for your due diligence. When I was at Summer Games Fest, a acquaintance of mine, Tim Willits, who is the CCO of Saber Interactive, I saw him at an event or a get together, and we were talking about QuakeCon and how it's crazy that it's going to be the 30th anniversary, and I was like, nothing on KOTOR. And he kind of just smiled, and I was like, it was a shot in the dark. But
this is why you can't take me to this show, because I will find a way to weave Knights of the Old Republic throughout the conversation.
But yeah, guys, this is it. This is the end of the episode. I got to cook for the kids. I got the other job at 4:00 in the morning, and then vacation time, baby. Vacation time. I got to say this, bro. I'm so excited because the kids have no clue what we're doing. And I know it's not the craziest place ever, but we're taking them to their very first theme park. We're going to take them to San Antonio's Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. And then we're going to, on the 8th, we're going to this massive Alamo Draft House to see the new Spider-Man movie. And then on the 9th, we're going to Hurricane Harbor, which is like the water park version of that. And we're gonna do so much stuff, man. It's gonna be such a great family trip. I'm so excited. The kids are unbelievably excited, but I'm excited that I got to do this podcast with you guys today. Such a good podcast. Sean, you're definitely gonna have to come back on sometime for sure. And I think you were a really great guest. This is the Second Opinion Podcast, episode 400. Over the next few weeks, we'll have somewhat of a sporadic difference in the show, maybe on different days. I don't know, but we're going to try to work it out the best way that we can to get the show up to you guys. But Sean, you gotta, I know you keep on joking saying, but you gotta go to bed, bro. It's like what is it? 1:00 in the morning there?
2:03. I'm unemployed, man. I woke up at midday. It's so much more fun for me to be on your guys' sleeping pattern. I'll pretend I'm over there.
Hey, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, guys. Episode 400. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcast, Amazon Podcast, all the major podcast stuff out there. Just search Second Opinion Podcast. And please make sure to check us out at CinemaLeaks.com. We got some great video reviews coming your way. We got some gameplay sessions. We've got some awesome opinion pieces done by Sean. And Toaster is working on some really top secret, God, I can't talk, astrophysicist shit right now. So look at that dog on his, look at that. What dog is this?
Is that dog meat? What dog is that?
That's dog meat. I knew
it. That is dog meat. Good boy.
Good boy. All right, guys. Peace out.